Hello guys and gals, it's been quite a while. I've been busy lately, but now things are starting to finally wind down and I can finally catch up on some game reviews. Today I want to talk about Pokemon Y for the Nintendo 3DS. There's also a Pokemon X game that just came out. These are very, very highly anticipated titles, and I know they were a big hit as I filmed this and whatnot, and does this game deliver? Absolutely. It's a fantastic game. Go out and buy it. This is a must-have for the Nintendo 3DS owners. And if you're debating this, don't debate it. Just go pick it up. Awesome game. So let's get started. This is probably the most fully realized world in a Pokemon game. I believe the region is called Kalos. I'm just going to say it however the hell I want. Don't hold a gripe about it or whatever. Any case, this world is great. There is so many things to discuss. So first off, this is like, if I didn't say it, this is the first time that the Pokemon games are finally going full 3D. You get to see terrains like deserts and real grass, I don't know, swamps, and all kinds of stuff like that. You get to see your trainer in a full render. You could customize your trainer with all kinds of different swag. The Pokemon, more importantly, are finally in full 3D, so it's almost like Pokemon Stadium on the 64, reminds me a lot of. And it's awesome, you know. It's like finally long overdue. It's something people have really wanted to see, and it's great. So, first things first. I realized that in making this game in particular, because now it's in 3D, there's a lot of work that needs to be done. There really wasn't a lot of brand new Pokemon added to the game. And maybe that's not a bad thing for everybody. I was a little upset by it, I'll be honest. However, the new Pokemon in this generation I really, really enjoy. Particularly Honedge and his evolutions, Pangoro. I love Froakie's forms. I love all that stuff, like things like that, just examples. And I think that they did a pretty solid job on that. They also decided to try and mix things up a little bit. They added the Fairy type, the first new type in a long time, that will balance out the game by being very strong against Dragon types. I don't know offhand what they're not good against and whatnot, but that's good. I mean, it's nice to see that they're trying to balance the game out more. I actually enjoyed the addition of this. They don't seem too strong or too crazy, and that's a good thing. But also, very importantly, they added Mega Evolutions. So what they did was they picked a bunch of popular Pokemon from all the different gens, things like the original Gen 1 starters and Mewtwo, stuff like that, to some newer guys. And you're able to find stones for them in which they hold, and it will transform into Mega Evolutions in the battles. Now, I thought this was going to be like a really overpowered thing. I wasn't actually certain upon it, but it actually isn't bad. They boost their stats and they help them out or whatever, but it doesn't make them crazily overpowered. And I'm actually really happy about that. Personally, I think they should have chose a lot more than some of the stuff they did pick, because I think they picked a little bit too much Generation 1, just because. But I assume if they do a third game, they'll probably add more anyway, so I'm not going to hold a gripe about it. Now, maybe it's just me, but I do enjoy seeing some form of a story in Pokemon games, and I think that this game, for as great as it is, takes a huge leap back in the story department. First off, Team Flare is the new group of bad guys that you're facing, and they're just an absolute joke. None of their dialogue is that good. They look stupid as hell. This is the first time where I really was just rolling my eyes every time I fought them. Their leader, however, Lysandre, very cool. You know from a mile away that he's the bad guy because he looks like a Super Saiyan with red hair and like a goatee or something, and you could just tell he's evil. He's got the eyebrows and all that crap going on, and he's cool because he's trying to build some kind of he's not cool for doing this. He's just a cool villain. He's trying to build some kind of a weapon that's going to eradicate pretty much most of the population, including Pokemon, and purify the world, I guess, so to speak. And I really like this. They touch on a very deep aspect of Pokemon. It's a little darker. And that's about as much as I'm going to go without spoiling it too much. And it's really interesting. Now, normally in these games, you do the same kind of thing. You go around the landscapes, you capture Pokemon, and you essentially battle 8 gym leaders, get to the Pokemon League, yada yada. It's the same thing. But now you have, like, your buddies that are following you consistently, and that was another thing that kind of bugged me out. Now, the other thing was the gym leaders in this game, for some reason, just to me, weren't as dynamic as the other ones. I remember, I think Game Freak or Nintendo said they were getting complaints about how the gym leaders weren't that dynamic enough. And so I remember in the last few games, they made them more big in the story. And in this, it just didn't happen. You know, the girls were all, ha, ha, ha. All the guys were like, oh, whatever. Ramos had so much potential to be a badass. He's like this old gym leader guy, and he just, no. He could have had stories or something. The best was the last one, Wolfric, who's just like an average Joe ice trainer guy. He was awesome. He should be brought back. The gyms in this game are incredible, by the way. You could solve different puzzles and stuff, and they do all kinds of 3D things going on. It's awesome. It's so sick. One of my favorite ones was the spiderweb one, and the one with the switches, which I believe gets you to Wolfric. And Ramos's actually was pretty cool too. It was like a tree. Oh my kid, they're all pretty cool. I'm just picking favorites here at this point. Anyways, so yeah, everything looks really nice. You get to see grass for once, which is awesome. I just love seeing all the different terrains. The music's awesome. Your trainer is fully customizable. I don't know if I've said that, but now that you can see them, you could change their clothes, their hair, all that, the skin colors now. It's awesome. And you can earn different types of gears and stuff by getting your street cred up, so to speak. And there's a lot of cafes in the game. I think they're involved with that, if I'm not mistaken. You can also do trainer promo videos, which is surprisingly fun. It's really easy. You can make whatever you want. I made mine like old badass, like I'm the league champion or whatever, and you know, my Pangoro is gonna fuck you up. So I thought that was pretty cool. As for everything else, yeah, it's a great game. I just think that if you were looking for a story or some more Pokemon or stuff like that, you're gonna be a little disappointed. However, everything else is awesome. It completely overrides it. It's just a hit pretty much. Some things that I wish for at this point in time, where I wish there was an extra file just so I can play another game of it. I know. Maybe it's like, no, then they can't sell the other version. And I really wish that there was a substitute system so I don't have to keep running back to my PC. I feel like every generation, there's a few Pokemon that I still want to use that I never got to use because of the 6 only limit. So, I don't know, maybe that's just me. And yeah, the end game, there's one more thing. Yeah, the end game is just a little disappointing. It's like you unlock something, and you can go get Pokemon that you couldn't get before with your buddies. And that's alright, but I don't really care for the online of Pokemon that much. Maybe that's just me. Again, my opinion here. But yeah, you can get things like Mewtwo and Zygarde and stuff like that too, which is great. So in any case, without me yapping any further, this game, fantastic. Pokemon Y and Pokemon X are out. You should go check them out. They're great additions. And that's about it. They're pretty awesome. Take it easy, guys. Woo! Pokemon!